I'm going to take a few minutes and evaluate the following claim made by a colleague. They said the study on psychoanalysis proves hypnosis works in cases of multiple personality disorder. So basically, we have three choices. A, we can accept the claim at face value and move on. B, we can dismiss the claim without question and move on. Or C, we can ask questions and analyze the claim, do a little research, look at the evidence that supports or contradicts the claim, and make an informed decision. Now, we're all intelligent, well-educated people who have been reading about critical thinking skills for the last several days now. We know C is the right answer. But I want to take a closer look at A and B because I think they're more important in the critical thinking and evaluation process than we might realize. Like it or not, we are products of our environment. We're a product of how we were raised, where we were raised, and who raised us. We're influenced by where we went to school, where we live, who we associate with, and what we do. This plays a role in what claims we accept or reject and why we accept or reject them. So, we're going to practice a little empathy and we're going to look at this claim from a different point of view. Let's say, for instance, that you grew up in an environment where the idea of hypnosis was accepted and maybe even appreciated. And maybe you or somebody you know used hypnosis to quit smoking or lose weight or recall a suppressed memory. And so you already have an underlying acceptance of the idea of hypnosis. And accepting the claim at face value, especially if it's from a trusted colleague, would be a no-brainer. You might completely agree without question and move on down your hypnotic path because you are accepting of that idea. Plus, you already have some anecdotal evidence that hypnosis works for other things, so why wouldn't it work for multiple personality disorders? Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. Let's say you grew up in an environment surrounded by skeptics or scientists, and let's say maybe you're a physicist, and perhaps you think things like psychology is kind of a lesser subject matter. And you feel that hypnosis is, what is the scientific term? Bunkum. Then you might immediately reject the claim and the person making it, just like I did, in case you didn't pick up on the not so subtle undertone. I picked B at first. But if I am truly going to develop my critical thinking skills, I have to do a little better than B. I need to be completely honest with myself and admit that I have some biases and try to understand and overcome them. In the reading on developing intellectual traits, there was a line that said, to become aware of the limits of our knowledge, we need the courage to face our own prejudice and ignorance. And ouch, that one hurt me, by the way. So now let's attempt to remove all the biases and evaluate the claim like we should. First, we're going to consider who the colleague is. Is it Sally down the hall who reads her horoscope and has healing crystals all over her desk? Or is it someone we look up to and respect and have worked with for a long time? Then we're going to start asking questions. What study on psychoanalysis? Was it a specific study or is it just the study on psychoanalysis in general? What kind of data did they have? Who made this claim? What do they do? What are their credentials? Are they a psychiatrist or a psychologist or are they a plumber? How did they conduct their researches? What method did they use? Can we see the data? Has it been peer reviewed? Then we're going to do our own research. I had to. Turns out, I don't know a whole lot about hypnosis, psychology, or psychoanalysis. I had to muster up the courage to face my own ignorance, and it's a humbling experience, but it was worth it. According to the Cleveland Clinic and Psychology Today, using hypnosis to treat multiple personality disorder, it's a real thing. It doesn't work on every patient every time, but it does work on some patients sometimes. See, as much as I would like for the world to be black and white, the reality is it's more like 450 different shades of gray. Real life, mental illnesses, biases, they're not that simple. Now, does the study of psychoanalysis prove that hypnosis works on multiple personality disorder? Prove is a strong word, so I'm going to say no. But do I believe that hypnosis has helped someone with multiple personality disorder? Yeah, I do now, because I had the courage to put my bias aside and own up to my own ignorance.